Word Wednesdays. So, what are the topics that are up for discussion? It may be love, health, or career. We could discuss the struggle, your worth, or your fears. Word speaks about it all, and all are welcome to pull up a chair. I could care less about your age, race, gender, status, or geographical location. I am here to address these topics every other Wednesday. That's the word, and that's me. I know you all been waiting patiently to sit here with me and sip a cup of tea. The overall message is unity, world peace, and most importantly, LOVE. Welcome back to Word Wednesdays. You are here with me, Nina St. Cyr. I am the founder of Written Smith 101. If you would like to learn more about me and the services that I offer to the general public, please visit the website at www.writtensmith101.org. Today, the topic that is up for discussion is titled Father's Year. We will discuss what a father is, what a father is not, judicial fathers, and women barricades. Now, what is a father? This particular father is commonly referred to as dad and is known as dad. This father is more than a provider and a protector. He is a child superhero. He acts as an advisor, a supporter, and a role model. He is a complement to a mother. Most importantly, he understands sacrifice, and there is nothing that he wouldn't sacrifice for his child. Now let's look at what a father is not. This particular father is commonly known as a biological father and referred to as him. A father is not selfish. Instead, he is selfless. He gives so much of himself to ensure that his children are happy, healthy, and safe. This particular father complains and makes excuses about his failure to care for his child. He is looked at as being a boy, very irresponsible, and is only concerned about his own needs rather than the needs of his child. Now we will discuss judicial fathers. This is the middle ground of fathers. This father is also referred to as him. As I said a minute ago, this is the middle ground. This is a court-appointed biological father who is typically forced to financially provide for his children due to a failure to provide voluntarily. So he is not the first father that I mentioned, nor is he the second. He is in the middle, and this is why I referred to this particular father as the middle ground, because he only partially supports his child. The second father may not even support their child at all, and the first father supports their child all the way through. Now we will discuss women barricades. These are women who seek to act as opposing forces between a child and his or her father. Usually, the father does not present a threat to the child's physical, emotional, spiritual, or mental well-being. Now, this is an area that's particularly dedicated to the women. Women, I just need to let you know, if you have a man by your side that you have a child with, whether you are with this man or you are not, if this man does not present a threat to your child, allow this man to have access to your child. There is no reason for you to act as a barricade to stop this man from seeing his son. If he is making an attempt to be involved in his child's life, let him be in his child's life. There's no reason for you to stand in the way of that. Now, I'm going to share a partial summary of a personal story of mine. This was a real heavy topic for me to talk about because, I was raised by a man who wasn't my biological father. And he took care of me to the best of his ability. I remember him doing my hair for school. Of course, it looked horrible because he didn't know what he was doing. But he used the knowledge and the resources that he had to get the job done. And I was grateful. My mother had passed away, and he was very supportive to me. He made sure I went to school every day. He woke me up in the morning, made sure I got to school on time. He was very supportive of my education. And my education was something I often took pride in. Later on in life, I became a mother. And I became a young mother at that. I was 19 years old when I had my child. And I had my child by a complete jackass. And I'm not going to censor that word because there's no other word to describe a complete jackass. So basically, I was 19 years old. I gave up a scholarship and I became a mother. And when you become a parent, you open your eyes to a lot of things. I was never the type of mother to act as a barricade, despite the fact that I had absolutely no respect for this man due to the fact that he was a complete jackass. I always took the initiative to reach out to him and let him know, what was going on with his child and give him access to come see his child whenever he wants to. However, he never took the opportunity. Now, is that my fault? No. If someone gives you the opportunity and you do not take it, that is your fault. Am I going to chase you? No, of course not. However, there are women out there who have children with men, and these men are eager to be in their child's life. And they act as barricades trying to keep them away from their children. And I just can't understand the logic in that. I really don't. I mean, good men, like they really want to be involved. And it could be for any reason that she chooses to basically block him off from his child. It could be because they had an argument over the phone, because he didn't give her money, because they're not together, because he just got married, because he has a new girlfriend. I mean, women, it's time to grow up. It's time to grow up and act as real women. You have absolutely nothing to do with the relationship that your child has with his or her father. You have nothing to do with that. The only time you are to step in and interfere with such a relationship is if this man presents, like I said earlier, a physical, emotional, spiritual, or mental threat to your child's safety. Women, we need to grow up. And men, we need more of the first father that I discussed, which is commonly known as dad and referred to as dad. There are a lot of men out there who are under the impression that making babies is a sport. These kids cost money. And the minute this woman is ready and willing to take you to the courthouse to be compensated for a child that you fail to provide care for, you get upset. You can't get upset. Do you think a child is cheap, free? This is a human life we're talking about. This child has to be handled with such care that is necessary for this child to survive. This child needs food, clothing, medical, uh, psychological, emotional, educational. We need all types of things. So men, if you're not willing to pay for a child that you have created, do not have any. It's that simple. That's not a situation where it takes a rocket scientist to put the facts together and say, okay, I'm not going to do this. No, you don't have to do that. It's not that complicated. You don't want to have kids, or you don't want to sacrifice whatever you got going on, and you feel you want all for self and self. Don't have any kids. Because this is what kids are. They're sacrifices. Men, you need to step up more. There's a lot of women in that courthouse. There's a lot of women with custody of these children. You don't want to pay for these children? Fine, take them to your home. There, you are not financially responsible for them. You know why? Because the court automatically assumes because this child is in your care, you have no choice but to provide for them financially. And finance is only one part of parenting. You got to look at the other areas. A child that needs emotional support, psychological support, spiritual support. You got a whole bunch of kids out here that's just running out here like a chicken with their head cut off. And who do you blame? When that child is put in prison for committing a crime, a reckless crime, for killing someone, anyone, who you think is the first person that the court system blames? The parents. That's the first person the court system blames. And I'm not going to get too deep into that because, as you already know, I am in school for criminal justice. So I learned about juvenile law. However, I'm not going to touch that topic because that's a heavy topic to touch. But I'm going to leave you with this. Men, you need to step up. You have to start taking care of your children. And if you don't want them and you're not willing to be there for them the whole way through, don't have them. Don't have them. You could have intercourse with someone without making a child. It's very possible. You just have to use safety precautions. And women, we need to grow up. We running around here acting like little girls. It's not funny. It's not cute. We are destroying a whole society, a whole set of people, all different age groups, all different sexes, all different races, from different socioeconomics and all types of classes. We need to wisen up. But I'm going to wrap it up here. And I just want to say to all the fathers, God bless you. Keep doing what you're doing. Keep doing what you're doing because you're doing it well. I'll speak to you all in 2 weeks. Until then, be blessed and keep parenting.